If I could describe Gen 8 in one word.
Awesome. Exciting.
The best.
Brilliant.
Smart.
Game changer.
Beautiful.
Phenomenal.
One in every 3 servers deployed around the world. Businesses of every size, everywhere, rely on our technology to run their businesses. And that's a huge responsibility. So it's up to us as the leaders in the industry really to deliver to them breakthrough technology.
I haven't had any customers yet tell me that they need to do less computing, so there's a need for more computing all the time. The challenge, though, is how do you fit that into operational budgets, power budgets, cooling budgets, space budgets?
What's the CIO need? What's he looking for? He's looking for how am I best utilizing my assets and my costs, so I'm not wasting anything. From a facilities guy, he's saying, okay, I've got a customer support. What's the best way for me to do that? And the IT guy, he just wants his stuff to work, and he wants it installed as quickly as possible.
So the question we asked ourselves is, what if we get more precise with the cooling? We've got a lot of different fans across the inside of the server. What if we be smart about which ones we speed up and which ones we slow down?
So one is at 100% fan and the other is 75, but for the same flow rate.
Right. The thermal discovery services basically allows us through a 3D sea of sensors to look at the exact temperatures throughout the entire server at any given point in time.
When a Gen 8 system boots up, we have a much more precise temperature map across the server, and we know how hot each device is allowed to run.
So these fans right here that are over the processors are going to go ahead and speed up, but not the other ones. And that turns out that can end up saving 5, 8, 15, 20 watts per server on average.
Sort of like in your house. If you've got zoned air conditioning in your house, if you're upstairs and it's hot and it's cool downstairs, you don't want to overcool downstairs to cool upstairs. You want to be able to zone that. Same thing with the server. That's what the sea of sensors is all about.
All of a sudden you can save 400 to 500 watts in a rack. Maybe you can go ahead and put an extra server in just because of that. And if you're constrained for the amount of power and cooling you have and the amount of space you have, and you don't have money to build a new data center, which can cost you in the millions and millions of dollars, what if you put an extra server in a rack just because of those sea of sensors? And that's what's powerful about it.
The power discovery services takes the ability to measure power at a server, but even at a rack level as well. And so we can see exactly where power is being consumed on a server by server basis. And with this as well, we can also map out things like power redundancy.
A lot of customers want what we call redundant power. And what they'll do is they'll bring in 2 separate power feeds, say, to their servers. It's called an A feed, typically, and a B feed. So if they lose one side or one power feed, they still have another one.
But the second thing you have to do is make sure that you've actually hooked up those redundant power supplies to redundant feeds as well. If it turns out that you've ended up putting those 2 power supplies on the same power feed, and someone takes that power feed down and to do some maintenance work, you get one of those awful moments where all of a sudden you think everything's okay, you're doing some maintenance work, but all of a sudden 2 rows of servers go black on you.
And so you don't want that to happen. So what we'll do is we can check to see if the power is wired redundantly or not, and if it's not, alert you so you can make that correction.
With our intelligent power discovery unit, it automatically maps how you're connected, lets you know if you're really hooked up redundantly, and can overlay that information on the information that we got from location discovery services.
And with location services, we can see exactly where every server is in a rack, and so you can see exactly what location it is and so on. And what this allows us to do is this allows us to build out a complete remote map of all the servers in a given rack.
You combine all of that, now you can actually look at an image in Inside Control, and you can go ahead and see what's green, what's maybe yellow, what's red from a workload perspective or a power perspective, or from a temperature perspective. So that's when it all comes together. It becomes more than just interesting information. It becomes insight to run your data center better.
The thing I'm most proud of is the collaboration and the work that we're doing to make sure all these elements work together as a seamless solution and system.
Everyone around here at HP, our goal is ultimately to make it matter for our customers. And so that pride just came through in every meeting I was in and everything they did. And it's important because in the end, HP is a technology company, and technology companies need to deliver innovative products for customers.